Train the muscles, not the joints. All right, well, I'm off to Murph's gym again just to do some squats. I'm going to do a little bit of a lower volume but heavier workout if my body allows. If my body doesn't allow, then I guess it'll be a higher volume workout, lower intensity, so we'll see how that feels. Sometimes if you want to do higher intensity, higher amount of weight, it's a good idea to lower the volume down so that way you can save up all that intensity for a few sets. But you do want to make sure that you're warmed up. So that's the thing. So this is a different strategy of attack. Back in the day, my workouts really weren't any longer than they are now. In the end, actually, a lot of times they were shorter because I was lifting heavier weights because I didn't have certain things to work around. And, you know, I've talked about this in other videos, so I'm not going to mention here. But the bottom line is that my body feels pretty good, but at the same time, if you have a few injuries, sometimes that will limit the amount of weight that you can lift. So sometimes because you're lifting lighter weight, you might have to do a bit of longer workouts just to get the same type of benefit. So it's good to do all rep ranges and stuff, but I do notice that when I'm using super heavy weight, it is a different type of stimulus on the system. So that's why I always encourage you to switch it back and forth. Now, if you notice you're getting some sort of tendonitis, like somebody just emailed me and said they're getting a little bit of tendonitis in their elbows and stuff, assuming that your technique is correct for you, if you're starting to get tendonitis or a lot of weird pains and stuff like that, it might be just an intensity issue. It just might be that you're lifting too much weight for you too often and you're not letting yourself recover from those rep ranges, right?
That's all I hear is do, 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 do.
Oh, yeah, you're stuck in the song, the Fallen one, yeah. Yeah, no, that's a good song. I like that song. I made that song. I like it. It's like Night at the Roxbury meets bodybuilding.
Look monstrous.
Well, it is a protein it's more protein, less carbs, you know?
Look at your f***ing back.
So if you're doing like 4 rep sets or 3 rep sets or 5 rep sets and your body's just starting to blow apart, well, that means you're just doing too much. You don't need to do that much heavy weight all the time. It's just something good to mix in with your workouts. But if you're doing it all the time, you might overtrain really quickly. At least the joints. I mean, your system might be not overtraining, but your joint recovery might be overtraining.
Majestic.
Sets of 315 to warm up, and then I'm going to do 1 set of 365, see how that feels. The reason why I didn't go heavy today like I thought I was going to is that I was still sore in the stabilizers in the spine from doing heavy deadlifts the other day. So this is a primary example when you don't want to go heavy on the squat, is when your stabilizers are still sore and your hamstrings are still tight. So sometimes I'll work my way up, but I won't be doing maximum weights on a day like that, right? So I'd rather do a medium weight day or light, and then save it for another day when I'm not sore, then I'll go heavy. I noticed a long time ago, if I started to go too heavy too often, then I did start to blow to pieces. And that's why I started messing around with the rep ranges. And I noticed that I not only got stronger, but bigger because of it. What the hell's this? This is like in the gym. This is not, I don't think this is, I wonder if this will fit my macros. Let me see here. Okay, I'll try this out. Hicks Lake.
Yeah, I remember Hicka back in the day.
That's right, I remember Hicks Lake, yeah. Put a rocket chair in the water and it's called Hicks Lake, that's right. Yeehaw! So of course this stuff is going to depend on your genetics, depend on how you adapt. I know some guys, they could train heavy all the time and it never really seemed to bother their joints that much. And then other people, they had to keep their rep ranges a little high, which is why it's impossible to make a training program or something that is one size fits all for everyone. So in the end, all you can do is offer templates, which I do on my website, and then from there people can start to play around and see how their body functions and how it adapts to different types of stimulus, right? So ultimately, I find as a general rule, what I have in my programs works best for a lot of people, but I do have some heavier days in there, and sometimes that might be overkill depending on how well you're adapting to the frequency, right? So sometimes you have to give your body a little bit more time. Like some guys are rushing through my programs, they're doing it for 3 weeks or 4 weeks for A, and then they go right to B and right to C, but sometimes you might need to go for a few months before your body starts to get really calibrated to training that frequently before you start stepping up the frequency or stepping up the intensity of the weight. Triceps of death. Triceps of death. So yeah, just bear this in mind. Just if you start to get a lot of joint pain and stuff like that, the first thing you want to look at is your form, but also look at the intensity level. And if the intensity level is too high, then definitely make sure that you lower down the weight, stick to a little bit higher rep ranges, and that should take care of the problem. As long as you're getting massage therapy and all that kind of stuff to take care of any sort of muscle spasms or knots or something that might be contributing to the problem.
On your name again, Jason Gallant, WMBF Pro.
You know, I thought
you would obliterate anybody in these grassroots shows, and you would probably, you might very well be one of the top 5 guys still on the world stage. Who knows until you get beside them.
But
Right?
get in fucking shape, yeah.
Well, you will get in shape.
Yeah.
You could get in shape in 10 weeks, easy.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Just fucking do it.
I might. We'll see. We'll see. Like I said, I'm just. My wife's going. Do you want to hear that? I don't want to hear. We'll see.
I hear a lot of excuses. What I hear, I don't hear. I hear a lot of excuses. Yeah, there's
We'll get you a haircut. Get a haircut. Get a real job.
some hair gel.
Haircut. Get a real job.
Yeah,
Get,
wow.
get some plastic surgery in your face.
Free tuna and rice for Immerse Gym.
It's not women's bikini.
It's not women's. Oh man. I'm not pretty enough to get on stage. I'm not pretty enough to get on those lights.
I think you should be in a tank top. Like you can't even get any
Yeah.
good footage in the hoodie.
No.
Kyle called me a douchebag because I was always in a tank top, so now I'm wearing sweaters now.
Oh, we talk when you're not here.
How's the guy supposed to do a set like that?
Thanks a lot for watching. I hope this helps you find out the happy medium between heavyweight and lightweight in your workouts, and not to overdo the heavy stuff as much as it is necessary in order to put on muscle. You don't want to overdo it. So I hope this helps you find your way in this whole bodybuilding game. Thanks a lot for watching, and sorry that this video is all over the place because that's lately the randomness that I am. I just enjoy just being random as well as teaching you guys some stuff along the way. So I hope you guys enjoy it, and thanks a lot for watching. And oh, I got another message for you right here. So I just want to say thanks a lot to the Patreon supporters out there. And just so you know, for the people on Patreon, I will be doing mini little 15-second clips from time to time and putting them up on Patreon. Only on the Patreon page, only for patrons. But it's just a way that I can kind of keep in touch with you guys and just say a couple things here and there. Some thoughts that come to mind. They're just little 15-second clips, but thanks a lot for helping me out. And if you guys want to become a patron, just go to patreon.com under Natural Gallant Bodybuilding, or my website, naturalgallantbodybuilding.com, under donations. And yeah. There we go. Now you know what I can do for you. So here I am in the forest just filming. As you can see, here's the camera. Just filmed some nature shots here and some videos from my other channel. But yeah, I told you guys I'm going to be on Patreon, and here's an example of that. Just some 15-second clips for you guys. Here I am in the forest. There you go.